It's recording.
Hey guys, Cam315 back out with another video for you guys. Joined by my co-host, Red Wolf, and we are back to talk My Hero Academia, the anime, because we're finally back. Now, update. Where the reason why it's episode 1 and 2 is because I posted my episode 1 review to the YouTube channel, and luckily I had a comment bring up the fact that they couldn't hear nothing. All they could hear was just the music, but they couldn't hear my voice and me talking about the episode. So I went back, I looked at the video. Yes, I didn't see it. Typically when I edit my videos, I don't go back because typically I would think the video catches my voice. I went back to the recording file and the same thing happened. I thought it was just maybe an editing issue in my editing app. Nope, it was the straight up recording. I don't know why. Maybe it had something to do with my mic not being connected. I don't know. But my co-host says that he can hear me really good. So apologies for that. I think going forward, now I'm going to have to make sure before, if anything, I check my recording file before I record fully. But maybe this is also a sign for me to stop recording videos off Zoom and just use my regular laptop camera. But regardless, MHA has been amazing. Now I will say one thing I kind of do wish, the muffled part is, again, if you saw when it was up, if you saw my video, the literal title was, Crunchyroll, didn't get MHA's release right, last week and everything, but that's not stopping me. Look, just my quick thing. I basically ran in the first episode review I did last week. I basically probably ranted for about 10-15 minutes about Crunchyroll and how I have a really shitty job they did last week when it came to the release.
Are you about to do it again?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna speed it up. About the release of the MHA season 8 premiere. For people who don't know, if you are late to the program, Crunchyroll basically dropped season 8 of MHA very, and I mean very late, along with Spy X Family. That episode, for whatever reason, did not drop at the intended time. And typically with MHA, we live on the West Coast. Typically, MHA drops like damn near 3 in the morning for us. So by the time we wake up, MHA is right there on Saturday to watch for us. For whatever reason, the release was delayed. It didn't finally get up on Crunchyroll till 12 p.m., which is like 3 p.m. Eastern time in the East Coast. And it was an issue. Now, my go around last week was I went to Hulu and watched the episode off of Hulu, and everything, and it was all ready. As to why Crunchyroll didn't freaking, their delays in the release, I have no clue. This has been actually an issue. We did reviews of Shield Hero, and this was an issue with Shield Hero when it came to Crunchyroll issues uploading their episodes. And my thing is this: if Crunchyroll is not ready, why are we uploading the episodes? Why are we not uploading, or why are we not coming out with a post on our social media pages saying, hey, something came up, we're gonna delay the release time for so-and-so anime? Like, come on now. Crunchyroll, honestly, it's brain dead. And I'm about to do a video because I gotta talk about Oshinoko now getting the streaming rights for Crunchyroll.
That surprised me. That to this day surprised me.
So, are they gonna bungle the season 3 premiere in January where the episode drops late? Because
that is what I'm worried about.
They probably don't expect getting it. Now, apparently, they used AI translations. Maybe that's the reason why they're delayed. The episode was delayed because they used AI translating for the subtitles. One, why are we using AI to translate subs? Don't you hire people to do the subtitles and translate the episode for you? But all right. If that's the reason why, well then maybe you need to go hire people to be like, translate this for us and something like that. But Regardless, it's all crap. So if you don't trust Crunchyroll, go watch the show on Hulu. That's all I can say.
Hmm.
Anyways, last week, because I missed last week. Last week's episode was great. It was phenomenal. Just an amazing start. The opening song is amazing. The visuals are amazing. The ending song that we finally, or the ending we got this week, was great too. The one thing I do like about the opening is they got the band that did the first opening of the show to do the final season, which is kind of a nice, full circle moment. They started it off and now they're gonna end it off. So props to MHA, or props to the studio to get these dudes to come back and do it. And I do like the opening song, and the visuals are great.
Yep.
So last week, it mostly contained of Ayama and Hagakure against the one assassin, and then All Might versus All for One. Long story short, with the oh my god, Ayama stuff, they were going up against the flower dude, and he was basically talking about, he's like, you ain't doing nothing special, you're a freaking traitor, and now you're all gonna die. We see like he took Fat Gum's all fat and sucked it all up as his nutrients. But then that's when Ayama, he just realized, I can't back down. I gotta fight this thing. I gotta fight this dude. And he launches off his naval laser, and Hagakure comes from behind and basically reflects that, uses it on the freaking villain, damn near burning him to damn burned chicken nuggets. He's basically down for the count, and he's done.
Great, now you're having me want chicken nuggets now.
Well, we could have had chicken if we went to Shakey's earlier.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was trying to come, but I was busy. Okay.
So that's the whole thing. They take down this villain. Now, a reminder again: this villain was actually, if Deku somehow escaped 1A, he would have been fighting this assassin. And I think we can all say, with the fact of if we remember how exhausted Deku was, clearly, dude probably would have beat Deku.
Probably, yeah.
Meanwhile, Hagakure, because of her reflecting on the naval laser, she's actually visible. Now, if you remember from the last season, we did see her face a bit when the Ayama traitor reveal happened last season and everything. But this time, due to Ayama's quirk, she reflected it, and you can actually visibly see her and what her design looks like. She has greenish pinkish hair, green eyes, and again, like I made a mention in my last review, but obviously you guys gonna hear it, because she's invisible, her whole thing is she doesn't wear clothes. That's the whole point, right? But because now that she's visible, she's basically in the flesh naked.
Yeah, and it took her a moment to process it when she was like, Yama was like staring at her, and then she looks down like, I'm visible.
So maybe her and Ayama would be a great team up hero faction to work with, because she can actually be visible, and she is visible in the opening as well.
But yeah,
so that's the cool thing. I remember when this happened in the manga, people were obviously like, oh wow, so that's what she looks like. But at the same time, you obviously have your people that are like, of course, Horikoshi has this character in the nude and everything, and people pick apart everything and stuff like that. I remember like there was one like manga cover art of Hagakure fully, full design, what she fully looks like, and it's got tape covering like her chest area and then around the private area, and everything. And people blew up in arms about that, saying, "Oh, Horikoshi sexualizing high school character."
Alright. Well, one advice I could give to Horikoshi right now is like, if people keep saying that to him, just tell them to F off.
She is a very attractive, cute girl, and yes, she is fairly thick. So,
yes.
I'll leave it at that.
So,
and then most of the episode last week was the All Might for All for One fight. Now, when I was watching this damn episode, when the episode first started off, now the episode first starts off, And like we saw this week, where we see the cherry blossoms and everything. Now, this is the future. This is the future after the events of this season. So you see an old hand, whoever that may be, who that is. But you do see Deku's hand in this cherry blossom scene. So people who are thinking maybe Deku dies in the finale. No, Deku's alive. Because you see him in the future just with his hands. And he's talking about, this was the fight, yada, yada, yada. This is what happened. So clearly, you know that they win and everything, right? So, what is it? So basically, when I was watching the episode last week, they do kind of a mini recap of the fight from last season at the tail end. Because when I was watching the episode, I'm like, am I sure I'm watching the right episode here? Because I'm like, wait, no, we already seen this part. But they get to the new stuff from the fight. So again, if you remember, All Might is fighting against young Prime All For One, and he's trying to stall for time to make him rewind into absolutely nothingness. Also, he can't get to Deku and Shigaraki, because if he does, then it's GG's. It's game over. He's going to absorb himself into Shigaraki. He'll have full control, and everybody's dead, essentially.
Yeah.
So, anyways, in the moment, All Might is obviously in the clash he's with, but he's trying to escape for the moment. Now, this is after he got slammed into the building and everything, and he's very badly bruised, and then he did that damn near villain-like laugh where he's like, ah!
Well, if you think about it, that's basically his typical laugh. His typical laugh for when, he's out there fighting, or back when he's out there fighting villains. Because, we always know him for smiling and then, laughing proudly. We know him for that. Which
conveniently if there was one thing about these two episodes, you can clearly tell that All For One hates All Might.
Mm-hmm.
He hates it with a passion. He hates everything he stands for.
Yeah, you could tell from the moment he saw All Might standing up to him, that psychopathic look he had, like, All Might.
And we'll talk about, there was one moment in episode 2 when All For One is smiling as he's choking All Might, when he smiled and then you could see his skin fucking ripping.
Yeah, but we're not episode 2 yet. Let's save that for later, man. Oh my
god. So All Might is trying to obviously dodge and run away because he's stalling for time, but you have it where All For One ain't having it. He's like, you're not getting out of this. I know what your plan is. I'm going to kill you. Like, there was one point in the damn episode, he breaks through a building, punches the shit out of All Might. All Might's like, gushing blood out. Like, these past few episodes, bro, there's been some of the bloodiest episodes of MHA straight up.
Honestly, I'm surprised that retired All Might right here is even capable of taking that kind of a hit, even with armor. Oh my god, that's just insane.
So All Might takes it, but he detaches it. We find out like that was one of the detachments of his piece, right? And then he has his Hercules thing shoot a laser, essentially copying Ayama's quirk, the naval laser quirk, down on All For One. And he's redoing what Star and Stripe tried to do with Shigaraki. And that's basically pin him down and basically make him burn damn near to death. So he has to rewind. His body rewinds, and it increases the speediness of him rewinding to basically make him younger. He also starts using like Jiro's kind of quirk abilities implemented in his suit to keep him down. He actually, crazy enough, he uses Mineta's quirk abilities to pin him down.
He has them all.
Which again, when I read the manga, I loved how this suit, it incorporated his class. Class 1A's all of their quirks because he was inspired by them. He knew at the end of the day he had to retire. He had to hang up the boot. He had no more one for all. So what's one way to combat against All For One? And I think I said this in my review last week. I said it's really cool how All For One, he probably would consider Class 1A's quirks, with the exception maybe Todoroki, Bakugo, and Deku's quirks, probably like
Hmm.
worthless, right?
Yeah, he probably had them in his arsenal. He probably didn't have time to use it.
Um, and the thing is, well, you can't really say that for Deku because he technically had one for all.
He had Blackwood though.
Oh, and he did use Todoroki's quirk because remember when he froze him, tried to
Hmm.
freeze him?
Yeah, he did. He did also have Blackwood, if I remember right.
No,
I thought I saw him use Blackwood. No,
no.
I need to rewatch episode 1 because I'm pretty sure I saw him. Okay.
Um, but I was mentioning like it's funny how All for One he views like these other quirks, and again, All for One considers himself a demon lord, right? He basically thinks everybody beneath him is nothing, and I find it so cool that All Might, and I even this is my whole thing when I was reading the manga, that All Might is using basically kind of minor quirks that ain't super strong in combat, but they're good quirks to still have as a hero. And he's using these quirks against probably the deadliest villain, I guess the second deadliest villain in history, because Shigaraki's probably the deadliest villain right now. And for all intents and purposes, All Might is actually pushing All for One in his fucking prime.
Hmm.
To the point, like, he has to come up with shit. But, he's doing all this, but essentially the Hercules, his AI says, I can't hold on. I'm gonna explode, boss. And he's like, no, keep firing. He's like, I'm sorry. Boom. Blows up.
Hmm.
Because of this, All Might's kind of out of options. All for One gets back up from the rubble, bro. He's glowing bright fucking yellow. Now, I think that was mostly to do with the rewinding quirk doing that to him. He ends up giving this crazy punch to All Might that forces him into the rubble. All Might is bleeding profusely. You can clearly tell, like, he has nothing left. And obviously, All for One's like, I'm sick and tired of you playing games with me, but you know what you're gonna do? I'm gonna make you to see where your pupil sees your deathbed. And it looks like he's gonna go in for a killing blow.
Until, yeah, he finds himself unable to move.
The return of Stencil! Oh, I mean Stain. Stencil's from Vigilantes.
For a second there, I thought you were for some reason combining his name with my name. Like,
No, but that's what he was called in Vigilantes.
yeah. For a second there, I was like, oh.
People who have yet to watch My Hero Academia Vigilantes, one, I don't know why you did not watch that show yet. Go watch it. You'll understand what I mean by stencil. Um,
That
Stain!
that absolutely mixed me out of my shoes. Anyways,
Stain showing up, and he came under the blue, and he used his blood curdling quirk, to put All Might in his place, and he's like,
All Might,
"Get him, All Might!"
All
And
Might.
obviously,
You said all for one, man. Put all for one in his place.
yeah, All for One in his place. My bad. Anyways, he tells him to go get him, and that's when All Might smiles and he charges at him, and that's where he got left off on the cliffhanger there. Going into episode 2, right? So that whole thing plays out. All Might goes in. He goes in. Even freaking Stain is going in. I'm like, okay, Stain. Now everyone's reading this in the manga, and he showed. I'm like, ah! And I'm like, Stain and All Might working together. What the hell is going on? Now we do kind of get some backstory, right? Now if you remember from the last season, Stain had a confrontation with All Might, kind of wake All Might out of his phase of like, I can't do nothing, right? And we see, and if you remember from last season, before Ida and Todoroki took off to go to Gunga to try to stop Dabi, we saw that Stain was overlooking that. And we see that Stain was overlooking it. He's like, yes, the heroes, the wind chains. And he was actually looking for All for One's blood to try to help All Might because he overheard the commotion about what was going on. And again, anime logic. The man picked up rock, smelled it, and said, oh, this is All Might's blood. Nope.
Did you see that nose of his? How can he smell anything?
Well, yeah, we did see him cut that shit off. Um, Actually, what am I talking about? That's these last two episodes were blood. They were the bloodiest episodes in the main series. And Vigilantes, oh, that Vigilantes was a whole nother machine when it came to blood.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when he did that. He overheard what was going on, and then he rushed over there. He used it. They all both go in to attack, all for one. What does this dude do?
He forcefully spews out his blood out of his body. Uh, How did he do it?
I don't know.
Yeah, he just forcefully spews out the blood out of his body just to, you know, keep Stain's quirk from working. And now, I don't know if what we're looking at right now is just all for one covered in blood, or that's actually his actual insides.
No, that was him covered in blood.
Either way, wow. Yeah, you're right. This is one of the bloodiest things we've seen so far in this series.
And again, I'll say it for that evil smile, bro. This shit was even gorier in the manga.
Oh.
When I tell you, look, I gotta give props to Horikoshi. See, early All For One, we knew this guy was a bad dude, but we truly, like, this entire stuff with All For One, we really see, like, oh no, this guy, he was really bad. He was a psychopath, you could say. Like, that image alone, when he's smiling, he's like, nice try, and he's covered in blood. That's when I knew, when I was reading the manga, I'm like, okay, this dude's fucking crazy. He needs to die. He actually needs to die. Because we even see it later, you know, the weird smile, and then we get the flashback scene when we see how he killed Nana Shimura. The dude is a psychopath. We see why the first user of All For One said, no, he needs to die. My brother is beyond saving. So because of this, he kicks them like nothing. And then as for Stain, well, what does he do to Stain, man?
He grabs Stain, basically, squeezing him and then throwing him, throwing him far. And then, we see All Might trying to save Stain, and this is when Stain starts monologuing about, a hero is for the people, a hero, is for everybody, and his last words were, "Live, All Might." And this is when All For One literally crushed Stain. Stain is he's dead.
Yeah.
Well, rest in peace, man.
So when we see his ass in Vigilantes, at least we now know his fate. On top of it, we later find out he actually did steal the blood curdling quirk too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He did say he was going to steal the quirk anyway. So.
So yeah. Also, All For One did make a mention. He did know Stain did leave the prison, and that's why he was able to he had his own. Again, this man, All For One, plays fucking chess while other people are playing checkers. But what do I know? This is the same guy that read comic books in his past, and he gravitated to the villains.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's kind of crazy. Anyways, he's after that, he's overlooking the scene. So one, he's actually seen the fight between Deku and Shigaraki. Like, he's probably like a good 50 meters away from them. Now also too, when it comes to All Might, he was basically crawling. Now, All Might, was charging in, and trying to stop him. All For One tries to fire a fucking energy wave. The AI shows up and All Might's like, Hercules, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm protecting you.
This
You have to
this
live. Get
this is
out of here now.
this is my last shield.
Explosion happens.
Hmm.
All Might's on the concrete. He basically says he can't feel nothing. He can't feel nothing. He's got his bones are shattered. Like his bones are shattered at like
It'll be even more shattered later.
now he did have like kind of the come to Jesus moments where he sees Nana Shimura like Toshinori, get up. Get up, Toshinori. And he's like, Master? Oh, I know I'm seeing the sun. I'm seeing the stars. They just want to encourage me to get up. Like, yeah, of course. But who knows? Maybe it's the one for all connection, you know? We know
Hmm.
Deku can speak with the one for all vestiges. You know, All Might, at the end of the day, he's still technically a vestige. So more than likely, this vestige of Nana Shimura definitely can probably talk to All Might and be like, hey, you need to get your ass up, buddy.
How do we explain Night Eye though?
Well, that is true. That is true. But Naya didn't say shit. He was just like, yeah, here's the
Mhm.
death moment.
Hmm.
Because remember, Naya talked about like, oh, you're gonna, I see in the future, you're gonna die a gruesome death. Which probably could have been this moment in this episode, because it looked like he's gonna get split in half. But we'll get to that in a second. So at the start of the episode, we do see All Might walking, and it's kind of like walking in a way where it's like he's walking to the sunset, where he probably knows like this is gonna be my final ride, this can be my end, and he's just leaving the pieces of him right then and there, and the light's starting to dim, which means his death is coming near, right? And we do get a flashback scene where we see him, I guess, reading and singing a song, or reading a book and singing a song, or singing a song for his mom. His mom, albeit, snack, bro.
Beautiful,
Snack.
lady. Beautiful lady.
Snack. We don't know. I'm just gonna get out. We don't know what happens to her mom, or his mom. My only suggestion is because of the crazy times he was living in, his mom probably got killed by a villain.
Maybe.
So, but they don't go in depth. Horikoshi never mentioned what happened to his mother. But again, and also we don't even know what the hell who the father is. But father's had the picture. But again, I remember when she was revealed in the manga, people were like, "Oh my goodness, All Might's mama is a snack." I mean, if there's one thing about Horikoshi, he makes beautiful women.
Hmm.
So there's that, right? Anyways, he's crawling, and he obviously knows All For One is gonna want to go to Deku, and he's like, "All For One, come for me!" Now, All For One, he's in the vicinity to use the quirk, the ugly puddle quirk or whatever, the sludge quirk, right, to transport himself, instant transmission. He
Yep.
tries to do this.
But Shigaraki, he look, well, he looks like Master. Do not interfere. Yeah, and this is when All For One's like, huh. Yeah, I guess my consciousness has been completely consumed in his body. Oh well, I'll just go to him anyways. Which is funny though. It's funny how he says that. He says, "I'll go there. I'll go there anyways," and then he maybe just goes down to All Might anyways.
Yes. So he goes down to All Might. He grabs him, right? Now, things are getting crazy. So after the twice clones obviously have disintegrated due to the death of Toga, what is it? The airship is obviously now lifting. We also see that Momo and the other heroes were actually protecting Hatsume and the others from getting ransacked. Crazy to see. We don't see how that fight went, but it was probably a hell of a fight to make sure these clones didn't get to them, right? So it looks like everything's going good. Until Deku looks in the corner of his eye, because he's still in a stalemate with Shigaraki. And Shigaraki's like, why don't you go help All Might? You know, I'll let you go and then I'll go kill everybody that hurt me. And obviously Deku knows he can't. He can't do nothing. It's the end of the world if he lets Shigaraki go.
Mhm.
So Deku in the corner of his in the eyes, he sees All Might being hung by his own foot, his own leg, right? And then this is even being broadcasted on TV. You get cuts and panels to all the other people in the world saying like, uh, is that All Might? He saved me. And it's not looking good. You know, you obviously have his police buddy. He's over here. He's an emotional wreck. Because he knows, like, oh my god, my friend is gonna die. He's like, somebody do something. But he knows there's nobody else that can do anything. And we cut to other, areas and shit like that. We even see Melissa Shield from the first MHA movie, which she actually wasn't. She made an appearance in last week's episode.
Mhm.
She's obviously emotional because she's like Uncle Mike. Because you remember, she knows her dad knows her from the movie and stuff like that. Again, I love the fact that the movies are canon to the main source material. When they revealed this shit in the manga, I was overjoyed that they revealed this because that only means the movies, yes, are canon. I always love it when anime movies are canon to the anime. Anyways, yeah, everybody is all up in arms. Deku, he understands this, right? But he understands the task at hand. He's like, and you can tell he's holding back the tears. He wants to burst out crying, and he wants to do something, but he knows I got to focus on this guy right now, and I can't do nothing. You do get flashback moments to that one moment in season 4 when they both made the commitment that they would defy fate and they would defy the future and they would be together to the end, and All Might's remembering. He's like, yeah, I remember. I told I would have him, be right there. And it gets that moment where Deku is like, no, I don't want you to die because I want you to be there when it's my I am here moment, right? And it's getting emotional. It looks like things are getting crazy until All Might comes up with a secret plan.
Yeah, he suddenly lifts his body up, puts his arm around All For One's neck, and apparently it starts up a self-destruct sequence. And this is when All For One starts seeing flashbacks of Nana Shimura, like, why am I seeing her final moments? And we see Nana Shimura telling him, "You're going to lose to
All Might.
All Might, because he's even crazier than you are. You can see that." And but alas, All For One was ready for that also, and he activates some kind of thorn quirk and destroys the gauntlets.
Yeah, and he's like, "Nice try, All Might. You had a great effort, but you're not gonna go on your own terms, right?" It was basically All Might's last attempt to rewind him even further into nothingness. Also, going back to the Nana Shimura thing, it was I really do hope if they ever want to continue to have more MHA, I really would love to have a series where they focus on the original users of One for All and how they had to always escape and get away from All For One, especially Nana Shimura, because I would like to see how that fight went. Obviously, we knew she would have lost, and it was the whole thing because you see the moment where she tells Gran Torino, take Toshinori away. Also, too, probably because she knew she was gonna die, and she probably didn't want All Might to see her death, because we know how much All Might loved Nana Shimura, because that's his master.
Mhm.
And that crazy scene where she did say that, and at the same time, All Might's just like, not All Might, All For One is just choking her, saying, just like. Now, I thought we would probably see the moment where he just snaps her neck and just. I think it's clear he snapped her neck and just like crushed that shit, which would have been a very brutal death. Regardless, right? He does that. All For One, All For One is like, nice try. And this is when you see this moment where he smiles, bro. The fucking skin rips off and you see his jaw muscles.
Demon King right there.
This scene was much more gorier in the manga. Especially
Why was he bleeding out also when he does that?
in a way, and then I think they did it deeper. Like, it was going all the way up to his damn near Yeah. So they semi-censored that shit. But when I tell you, man, All for One is personification of evil. I just had to see that smile, bro. I just had to see that smile.
Yeah, but he doesn't stop there. He grabs All Might by the neck. He uses the blood curdling quirk, paralyzed him. He's about ready to finish All Might off right there. And in a way, that last part of the episode, I'm like, I was like this the whole time.
Yeah, because clearly the way he was holding him, he's gonna rip him in half. Deku's watching this. He's getting emotional. He tries to reach out, but
Everybody's watching.
he can't do it. Everybody's watching. You see everybody emotional because they know he's gonna fucking die. You see Melissa Shield. You see Dude. You see everybody. You see the kids that Todoroki and Bakugo helped out. They're all watching this. Mind you, why have you got kids watching this? I don't know why. Like, this is one of your things where you see, oh, this guy's gonna die. Kid, turn around. You don't need to see this. Had a little black boy watching this, scared as all can be. And then it looks like it's the end. Until
We hear an explosion, and it cuts over to the flying UA, and who we see standing at the very top is a returning figure from the dead. Katsuki Bakugo.
Deku sees this, and in a weird way, they do the whole card thing, and then Bakugo is still holding the All Might card. He wants to get signed by All Might.
Mm-hmm.
Episode over. So it's looking like we will be getting Bakugo versus All for One.
I guess so.
Damn near Bakugo, damn near half dead.
Yeah. He literally just revived, I assume.
Yes, the thing that pissed so many people off when they read the manga. Anyways, last two episodes have been great. They were fantastic. This episode had you on the feels, on the feels. I know my boy was feeling for it. He thought, oh shit, he's dying.
Not gonna lie, I stopped breathing for a moment.
So yes, yeah, we're gonna see what happens next week. We'll see what's gonna happen next week. But anyways, guys, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button if you want to get more My Hero Academia content, as well as any other anime content I upload to the channel and things like that. I'll leave a link in the description below. Excuse me, to my co-host channel, so you can subscribe to his channel and things like that. And then just putting it on alert. Next week will be 2.3 for Zenless Zone Zero. So my Zenless Zone Zero grind will be back, baby. It will be stopping me playing Digimon, but that's okay. That's
you need a break from Digimon. Let's be real.
I love Digimon. Digimon Time Stranger's been great.
Sheesh.
Anyways,
every single time we're on a voice chat, he's on Digimon. Every single time, and all I hear is his commentary, not knowing the context. Oh my god.
we're gonna get out of here, guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys. Peace.